Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato,
And I'm Classic Gamer.
and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Sword: The Shadow of the Templars
Yes.
on the PC.
Yep.
Some
On
planks
ScumVM.
used to make the catwalk were leaning against the wall. I couldn't see
So
anything
people
useful to do with the planks.
so people are wondering what ScumVM is. It's a really fantastic program that allows you to play old games really, really easily.
And it's
You
really,
just
really easy to use. I was expecting like a DG Voodoo, DJ Voodoo X, or like a DOS box.
DOSBox.
No, it's really just point and click, and it does it. It's
Yeah,
super easy.
you add the game in, you can change like from a GAL or whatever it's called.
Some
Um
planks used to make the
and that
cat.
kind of thing, so you can change the graphics input. Uh You can probably make it a bit more stretched, but that may make it look a bit like may have screen tearing. So
Yeah,
you can do that.
it's fine to play in this 4x3 window, but I stretch it for in post, so it won't tear the screen in that case.
Yeah, yeah. This is how it originally looked, but I think this game you could say still holds up now. So
Yeah, it's growing on me. I don't like George, but
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm pleased.
you're glad I don't like George Stobart.
I'm
No, thanks. I think I'm carrying enough junk.
I'm glad I'm making you not like George Stobart.
Oh,
I
great.
think
More dead people. Although the gendarmes weren't likely to pull in any suspects unless they had a time machine. This guy must have been here for centuries.
That's a good point. I just realized.
well,
Why isn't there a time machine point and click adventure game?
you know what? That would be an amazing concept.
Because there's a Journey to the Center of the Earth one. That's
Yeah,
and that's Jules Verne, not H.G. Wells, but it exists.
true.
There's a Back to the Future point and click adventure game, the Telltale one, which is it. There's a redux of it coming on my channel that I did with Matt because he's a huge Back to the Future fan. That's a really good game. I highly recommend it. That
I've
is
not I've not watched the films. I've not played the game. They really don't interest me.
that's fair. All I'll say is I consider it the second best Telltale game after Walking Dead season one. It's that good.
Is it okay?
It doesn't have that whole pretending like your actions affect the plot thing that the others had, that the later ones have.
Hmm.
Now there's a familiar face.
The worst Telltale game, in my opinion, is Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I I I think that game. I think I know what that game was trying to do. It just didn't implement it well.
This is the that changed my opinion on the Jurassic Park film. It was that bad. I
That's not
went
good.
from indifference because I watched it in college and I never much cared about dinosaurs to active dislike. It made me actively dislike the Jurassic Park franchise.
In the middle of the floor was a weird mosaic,
That's
all swirling and distorted.
that's obviously a map, George. Come on.
Well, maybe. Is there anything in your inventory that you can use on that pattern?
Not the sewer key. Okay.
Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side.
I'm not done investigating the room.
There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here. And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice. The image of a church.
Back in Nico's apartment.
I found out what
Yep.
the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, There was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
He's getting awful comfortable in Nico's apartment, I gotta say.
Yeah.
He used to, like, sit politely in the chair. And then he's just, like, spreading himself out on the couch. If they do start dating, I gotta say, he better get used to the couch. He's gonna be sleeping there most nights.
That's the face of the statue. I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Hurry back, George.
Look at the couch, George. It is your destiny.
I think after the amount of times he annoyed her, just not very long ago, or in the last episode for us, but but just earlier that afternoon, he would have learned that Nico just is quite okay with him. If that makes sense.
Putting up with this much nonsense from George. You know, it'd be an interesting twist.
What?
If it's revealed that Nico's Hashashin or Templar, and it's been a long con to kill George.
I'd been planning to return the chalice anyway, but I hadn't expected the trail to bring me here. The Villa de Vasconcelos was as picturesque as ever. The weather was still clear, and Lopez was still watering the damn lawn. I was beginning to suspect that he was surgically attached to that hose.
I'm sorry, George. You knew you had to attach. You knew you had to return the
Hi there,
chalice.
Lopez. How's
But
tricks?
it didn't occur to you that you'd go back to Spain to do it.
Senor Stobart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you. I will show you up.
It's okay, I know the way.
Senor Stobart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
Right, before
Hi,
we
Lopez.
go in...
Got a minute?
No, talk to him first then. Fine.
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
I've had the chalice polished.
Oh, it is magnificent.
Glad he approves.
What's the story behind the chalice vanishing?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, they denied the charge, as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it. So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the de Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Now go
Adios,
back to the
Senor
mausoleum
Toba.
quickly.
Back to the
Otherwise you'll have
mausoleum.
to Go back there. Yeah, go back. You can. It's, the icon for the hand is more over to the left. Other way.
Well, he's doing something.
Oh, he's going over there. Okay, it doesn't matter. Normally there's like a hand going over there. So go in here first, and there's a thing, something you have to grab first. You can examine the sea if you want.
I wanted to go swimming, but I didn't have the time. It looked kind of sinister.
Oh, not really.
That was the thing I told you about in the last time we were here, that you could examine, that you could do it next time that you came here. Didn't need to be done straight away.
The door was a handsome piece of work, in keeping with the ornateness of the rest of the building. I didn't want to mess with the building. The De Vasconcellos Mausoleum, where 5 Templars lie. The De Vasconcellos, where
I can just go through now?
Yep. It should be open. There we go. There's something on the lectern in between the 2 candles that you need. Can you not pick it up yet? Oh.
I didn't want to mess around with the lectern without good reason.
Oh, okay. All right, I thought you could grab it before we spoke to the Countess. Right, go and talk to the Countess. That was a waste of about a minute and a half.
So, do we find the missing chess piece?
You do, but not till later.
Later in this game or in a following game?
Later in this part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we find do we find it like the smoking mirror or something? Does the Countess come back?
No.
Okay.
No, she's only in this game.
Shame.
The Smoking Mirror is about... I mean, the story isn't as interesting, I don't think, in Smoking Mirror, because that game was pushed out within like a year of this game.
You know, it'd be a great spin-off of this.
What?
Either the Contessa or that lady from that British aristocrat from the first few episodes. And Nijo going on adventures.
I will say this: Lady Piermont doesn't appear in 2, 3, or 4, but she does make a return in 5.
Oh, good.
The closest thing...
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
You can pick up the mirror if you need to.
The mirror?
Yep, you can pick up the mirror.
There's a mirror here.
In the, where the hose is, yeah. You're annoying the dogs.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing, yeah, sorry. I should have been more clear. So I've got the cat wandering around me.
They like to do that.
Yeah.
It was a small mirror hanging over the sink. From the scum in the sink, it looked like he shaved there.
Come on then, cat. What's your head?
Senor Stobart, oh, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knights secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
Ah, to be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
Does this mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
There's still the mystery of the missing chess piece.
I do not think that it will ever be discovered, unless the fate of the children is revealed.
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if...
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
The Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant. Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them, and the chalice, when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming. With him dead, and Don Carlos driven mad with grief, there was nobody left who knew the secret. You know what this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is so, then it is small wonder that the De Vasconcellos are cursed.
There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest.
Yes, you did.
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city.
I mean, we already have a flight back. You want to come?
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
I mean,
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
So you can have a look around the room.
at the risk of being rude, I would kind of prefer that you buy your own ticket, given that you're obscenely rich, but...
The Countess de Vasconcelos seemed a lot happier than the last time we met. I came here to solve a mystery, not go jousting. Military hardware, medieval style.
Oh, God.
Now what the hell was I going to do with a hog's head?
I'm sure you'll think of something.
There was a boar's head over the fire. It didn't look very happy. Must be hard to look happy when you're wearing a chimney breast.
George, if you were sitting
Now,
on a...
what would I want with a bunch of logs? Beside the fire was a stack of logs for fuel.
Oh, God.
I didn't recognize any of the titles, apart from an ancient edition of Don Quixote. There was a bookcase, bureau kind of affair.
My grandparents had one of these.
I doubted the Templars had hidden anything in there. An old grandfather clock stood against the wall.
I think you can examine the window as well, to the left of the...
It was a large window with shutters. From the window, I could see some sort of balcony. It didn't look like it was used too often.
Right, now what you want to go and do is go down back to the mausoleum and get the... well, you can examine that window.
It was a
as well.
large... From the window, I could see the garden, including Lopez, who was still watering the damn thing.
So, to the mausoleum?
Yep, go and grab the Bible and then come back up here to her.
Of course. I figured as much.
I thought you could grab it before you go and talk to her, but
Well, we wouldn't
you
know.
have to obviously...
George doesn't know he needs it.
Yeah. Well, he does say he won't disturb it without a good reason. So
I do feel that George would burn if he touched a Bible, but that's just me.
you went the wrong way.
Yes. I got George all wet.
Sorry, I've just got a very, very purry kitty on my lap
Oh.
right now.
Give her a fuss for me.
Yeah, I am. I'm giving a good scratch on the right ear. And you know how they kind of like they sort of turn their head?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing that
Oh.
while looking at me with big eyes. Oh, now you're looking at me properly. Yes, I know, Socks. You've picked the most awkward times to come and see me, don't you?
The chess pieces had been removed, and the Bible returned to its resting place. The candles had been lit. The Countess's way of saying thanks to her ancestors, I guess.
So remember how I said that you have the tissue pretty much throughout the whole game?
Yes.
You
This is
use it
when
for
we
the
use it?
final time in this area, but I'll tell you how to do it later.
Okay, we don't use it now?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
I don't even think you can use it.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum. The mirror from Lopez's utility room. Yep, I was still looking great.
Jury's still out, George. So we bring this back to the Countess, and then I'll try to solve the puzzle in the mausoleum.
Yeah. After you talk to the Countess about the Bible, talk to Lopez first, because you get that clue. I'll say that much.
Okay. It feels weird. Our joy buzzer's out. We lost the plaster.
Yeah, you have like a lot of items that are pretty much just in your, and that's what people sort of like about this game, that you can ask everyone you talk to. You can ask them about everything in your pocket. The second game basically does away with that,
Yeah.
which I can see why, but it's like selective.
Hello
like
again.
story
Mind if I
elements.
sit?
Please, be my guest.
Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Now,
Okay, John 4:11.
why is the Bible be found
John
in a Templar
4.
tomb in Spain in English?
11. Here. The well
it is in
is
Spanish.
deep.
Oh,
The
okay.
next.
Translated.
Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns.
Where did we
The
see a
last is
lion and a unicorn?
confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
You haven't seen
Salient
that
points seem to be a
We have.
hiding place and a deep
actually
well.
have.
In no sense is the mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
You'll remember a certain tapestry in the museum
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
depicting the lion and the unicorn?
I don't think it's referencing to that, but
But that might be referencing this.
well, I've just had a look at that last entry, that last verse, if that's what it, and Psalms 23:21 is 20, 21, 22, and 23. Deliver my soul from the sword. Save me from the lions. Save me from the mouth of the lion. I will tell you the name of my brothers. You who fear the Lord, praise him. So obviously they changed the
I didn't
wording
like the
slightly.
idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
It's possible that which is why we had to use the Bible from the mausoleum as opposed to the Bible from I'm sure there's other Bibles in this house. Because that one specifically has the unicorn and lion reference.
Yeah, it could well be. It could just be that it's an older, like, I think aren't some things changed? Like some
Hi,
verses
Lopez.
changed a lot.
Got a minute?
when the Bible's
Well,
rewritten.
It wasn't
Anthony,
rewritten. It's
senor.
just the King
How can I
James
help
was
you?
specifically written to be like all poetic-y and Shakespearean to the point where it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
I borrowed your mirror. I hope you don't mind.
No, senor. If you think it will be of help.
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the De Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
Well, how can you last a siege without water?
Great! So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
Uh,
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobart. I shall give it more thought.
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet.
Okay, go and do this puzzle.
Catch you later, Lopez.
First,
Adios, Senor
and then come back
Stobart.
to him.
we go to the mausoleum,
Yeah, go to there's a puzzle in there first. Go and do that bit first.
and then he'll figure out how to find the well.
I think he has a think about it, and then it probably think you need to do things sometimes in a certain order. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I always do this bit first anyway. But then whenever I talk to him, he always has the answer. So I think I might do it before I go back to the Countess. I can't remember if I do or not. I must do it without thinking. So, what do you think in here we need to kind of like try and do? Like, it's something that you looked at when we were here last. You asked her about something in this room that is quite important.
That's not what I wanted you to do, George. George, for fuck's sake.
So it doesn't stay on. So what can you do in this room to make it stay on? Now repeat what you just did. You have to put the tissue on it first.
Okay, I thought I was worried I didn't have it anymore.
No, you do. You do have it. Remember, I said I said earlier that you had that thing throughout the whole entire game virtually. This is sort of the last thing that you do with it, pretty much. You know when you've done something right because you'll hear music.
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
Right, try going and showing that to the Countess first.
It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle. The tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
So it's not a Kleenex.
Another what?
It can't. It's got to be a proper handkerchief, not a Kleenex. Then, because there's no way a Kleenex wouldn't just immediately immolate in fire. Gotta talk to Lopez first, though, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you talk to. Either one is fine. Just make sure you show them both the key.
And show Lopez our now burned tissue. See what he makes of it.
It's quite funny, actually.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor.
This tissue is charred.
You won't get any argument from me on that, Senor Stobart.
Do you know what this is?
No, senor. Is it some kind of key?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Where did you get it?
It was hidden inside the big candle in the mausoleum.
And you burnt it? I wondered what the light was I saw through the window. My lady will be furious. The candle was centuries old.
Ah,
You knew that, George.
any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes.
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even
no.
if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick, a Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See, here. That is hazel.
Okay, so go back and talk to
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
in the
Yeah, I misclicked.
a bit too far.
It's quite
It's all
windy
right.
where I am. It's shaking the windows.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So let's tell the Countess that we destroyed her ancient candle.
Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please.
What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it. What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
A sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
You know what would have been probably a better approach, though?
What?
Get a scalpel, cut a hole in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And you could have extracted a smaller cylinder of wax with that inside it without destroying the entire artifact.
Yes.
I'll have a look around
Well,
if that's
I don't think
okay.
anyone knew
My
that it
home
was in there
is
anyway.
your home. I shall remain.
I mean, he could have checked.
But it does add another, even though she's forgiven him for it, property damage charge to his
Yep.
already growing list of charges.
Destruction
I
of
think what
artifacts.
Yeah, I think what might be funny is maybe to do the whole list of charges that he does after we've done all 5 games.
Yes. It'd be quite amusing.
See how many we can count. So you need to get a hazel tree. So the
Oh.
one opposite Lopez, yeah, that one is a hazel tree. See if that one has the stick that you need.
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing. So that was what a
Okay.
hazel tree looks like.
So the other hazel tree is over to the left, so past the entrance to the house.
It's funny that it needs to be hazel. You know what else had to be a specific kind of wood?
What?
How do you kill a vampire?
A steak.
Not just any steak, has to be poplar wood.
I've not heard of that one.
In the original mythology.
Ah.
I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha!
You're not going to go back and show the Countess the stick, are you?
Of course I am.
God. Okay. Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
Now, how involved is using the stick?
You'll see.
Because I remember there's an entire freaking section in the first Dracula game where you follow around a dowsing stick, and it's fucking tedious.
Oh, it's not like.
Hello
is it
again.
Like
Mind if
you
I
have
sit?
to control that bit?
Maybe not.
I didn't actually know that. Was,
I'll
I
just
thought
have-
you could actually-
Very well.
Well, he wouldn't even get involved.
Oh, so when you do it in Dracula, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh yeah.
Is it like do you control the walking around with the stick in your hands?
It's in first person and you have to watch for the sticks twitching.
Okay, then just do this bit here and you'll see and you'll understand.
Okay. Gonna show Lopez the stick, see if it's a good enough stick.
Yeah.
Hi, Lo.
Certainly, sir.
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand tip is clear, and walk slow.
Sounds easy enough.
Coincidentally,
We'll
not
find
the
this
area.
well in no time.
So you're not controlling this bit. It's
Oh,
computer controlled.
good.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to. I wanted to wait for you to experience it. I think
Good.
you knew it by the way he was walking. But look at what Nofitz does throughout the whole time you're looking. He does different jobs, including sitting down on a fucking chair reading a book.
Well, it's just break time.
He's meant to help you, not sit and do nothing.
No, he's here to water the lawn.
And play games
Yeah?
while missing.
Senor Stobart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the lawn was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way.
He threw the can into the well.
The splash
didn't
at the end confirmed what we both
Yep.
suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
he? Right, the bottom of the well.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this.
Yeah, sure you do, Han.
Han?
Han's, people say I have a bad feeling about this all the time in Star Wars. I think the first one was Han Solo.
Yeah.
It was a long way down.
Jump,
The brilliant
George.
midday
Jump.
sun
Come on.
shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water. I'd already risked my neck with one death-defying leap in Syria. I wasn't about to push my luck again.
Push your luck. Come on, you'll make it.
Thinking back to how long it had taken the can to fall to the bottom, I stayed as far from the edge as I could.
Now, I point out, George, you're not actually that far away from the edge.
No, he's as close to the edge as you can get.
Exactly. So,
Like
down that
you know how
on the
close
left.
he is to the edge. You've been on the
Um,
tube before, I assume, right?
Yeah, I have.
Where George is, the line you're not supposed to cross while the tube isn't there would be about
The
here.
yellow line. Yep, the
It'd
yellow
be
line.
there.
Yep, yep, yep.
Mind the gap.
Mine, well, so I'm sure it's different kind of announcements.
I'd need
that
tools
say-
to move all that stuff.
All
Heavy
right,
equipment
this
that
is
just
what
wasn't available.
we- Okay.
It was like, mind the gap.
Sometime in
Mind the gap,
antiquity, there'd been a
please.
rock slide.
Mind the gap.
Big ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat.
Okay, now save it.
We can die here.
Yes, you can.
Does the lion head breathe fire?
No, you're not far off.
Oh, LP3 is my we're about to do something stupid save file.
Okay. Yeah.
From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece. A great stone lion's head with a gaping maw full of fangs. As far as I knew, nobody had cast eyes upon it for centuries as it stood, waiting in the cool shadows. The words of the psalm kept running through my head. Save me from the lion's mouth.
Now, before you do anything else with it, when you put it, if you want to avoid it, you have to move your cursor to the left of George, and there should be an arrow that comes up or a hand that comes up that will allow you to move out the way. You might be able to sort of see it when you activate it. Let him die this time, but if you manage to get it so you know what I mean, then you know what to look for next time.
Yeah. The lion and the unicorn were fighting for the crown. The lion beat the unicorn all around the town.
I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Okay, it's there. Good to know.
Senior Stover! Senior Stover! Are you all right? Senior Stover!
Oh, that was beautiful.
Is that your favourite death out the whole lot?
It's the funniest.
I think there's one more that probably might be it. I don't know if there's an arrow that points, or if you just have to click somewhere to move. You may just have to click.
We'll
So
find
try
out.
it
Won't
like
we?
that. Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah. I don't actually remember. off the top of
From a
my
distance
head.
close up. Hey,
I always show off the death though. I think.
I could hear the sound, and I knew.
That could have ended really, really badly for George.
Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Senior Stover! Senior Stover! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Que susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
Only in a leap from the lion's head can he prove his faith.
I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
You know what that's from, right?
No, I don't.
The Path of God from Last Crusade.
Oh. What do you mean when he does, when he spells it out?
No, that's the path of God. That's the name of God. On the Latin alphabet, Jehovah spelled with an I. That's the one where he walks into the chasm, but there's the cleverly disguised path.
Oh, yeah.
In the deep shadows, it was hard to make anything out.
So you've got something that you can maybe use on something.
Nope, that's not what I meant.
You're close.
No way.
I know. I meant to click on this. George, you...
So he can't find it yet. So that's it. Good job. I'm very interested to hear your reaction when we get through this door.
Is there another way for George to die?
No, but
okay.
it's interesting.
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket.
It
looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it seemed.
Pardon?
Now use the key.
Okay.
I want to see what you think of it as someone who's seen this for the first time. You'll be quite. It's quite interesting.
Open sesame!
Shut up.
Another secret door.
Senor Stobart, why are you talking to yourself like some kind of crazy person?
That's his thoughts though when he says that.
Ah, okay. Ooh.
Now who could they be?
Those are dead children.
And what's that in one of their hands?
That's a chess piece.
Yep. This is chessing. This is where the servant hid them from the Inquisition.
Didn't do a very good
Before I
job.
left,
They
though, there was
died.
one last thing to do.
Yeah. Just all he could do.
But no food,
You won't
no
be
water.
needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
It's a shame, but you never actually find out what happens to Lopez or the Countess.
Hey,
I'm hoping
maybe
they
in Broken
might-
Sword 6.
Possibly.
George, welcome back.
Hello,
Come
Andre.
in, Josh. It's good to see you again.
That's a line, you
Is
know
it?
it, Nico.
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, Josh.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Hey,
Cat-like
my cat-like
reflexes,
reflexes.
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
George, fuck off.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
Hey,
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
no, they haven't. You've
Except
not
when they
been-
go to a football match.
Exactly.
They used an
That's
extract
true.
from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How
do I.
recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Templars?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
Hold on, if it's Bannockburn, it's not the Isle of Britain.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was.
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
No, never
We'll
mind.
see it
it's all
through.
the same island.
Oh, and don't worry
really
about
big
us.
I have a map of Great Britain on the wall.
Ah.
Very
So-
large academic map.
So Bannockburn is the final stretch of the game.
In my ancestral homeland.
Yes, indeedy.
Oh well.
Oh, it must be done.
Oh, I guess so. And we must be nearly there. Somewhere, out there in the dark, is Scotland. We've come a long way together to get here.
Yeah. Let's hope it was worth it.
I've still got the clown's nose.
So I see. You should throw it away, George.
I'm gonna miss the sewer key.
Yeah, everything he gets rid of apart from one item.
There's something I've been meaning to say to you, Nico.
Is this the right time and place, George?
There might not be another time. I don't want to waste this chance.
You don't need to say anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But here, with you,
Hey,
now.
gag.
You're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep?
Sleep? At a time like this?
Excited, huh?
Would you like something to help you sleep, dearie? I've got some tablets in my bag.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thanks all the same, man.
I have a suspicion,
What?
and it's very, very, very unfortunate we no longer have the photo of Khan.
What? If you want me to tell you, I can tell you. but
I
won't
already,
tell you.
I think I figured it out.
Okay.
But we'll deal with that next time. And hopefully we'll get to have a murder on the Scottish Express. So until then, I've been Merrick D'Amato.
And I've been Classic Gamer with a very evil laugh from myself.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Hi. Thanks for watching. This has been played, edited, and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato.
And he's been helped by me, Classic Gamer.
You can find a link to Classic's YouTube channel, Classics Gamer, and his Twitch in the description below. Please like, comment, and subscribe.